we're reaching that point of the Mercury retrograde where I am just, I don't know, I think it's discombobulated, overwhelmed. I don't even know what I am. And it just feels like, and let me know in the comments if you feel the same. And this is for Wednesday, the 26th of November 2025. And it just honestly feels like people are just opening their sort of metaphorical or literal diaries and saying, so can you do that one? Can you do that date in December? Can you do this? You know, and how about if we did that and then we shifted this and then we do the other? And yeah, can we squeeze it in there? And you just kind of, and I'm getting maths face just with any of it. As you know, I don't have a diary, so that kind of knocks out that whole thing. And I'm just discombobulated. Plus, everybody, and this always happens to me in Mercury retrograde. I'm just getting some cards out. In that everybody is wanting the same thing at the same time, at the same date. How can that be? How can that even be a thing? But it just is. And then, oh my God, I had to order the boy. The boy is having a suit, everybody. I know, first proper suit. So it's got to be a good one, you know, it's got to be a good one because he's the boy. So, and it's Black Friday sales and all that stuff. Find this suit. He has to go and get measured somewhere. Suits you, sir, you know, all that sort of stuff. I wished I'd been there for that, kind of like. Anyway, so he does, and he sends me the measurements, and then he finds one online, and he's like, oh, this is it, I found it, you know, we've faffed around, there's a few, they're all sold out. This one, you know, it's really reduced as well, so I'm like, oh yes. Tried to buy it, oh my God. And I was with my friend, the one from down the bottom of the road, the Aries. She says to me, because she's learned from hanging out with me, I think, she says to me, how is this not going to happen? How is this going to go wrong? What is going to happen with this? So I go on there, find the suit. Normally it will go add to basket. Okay. Every single size says add to basket except the size I want. Put in the size I want. You need to order this from the store. Blah, 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 blah. So I think, right, I'll go to customer services. John Lewis Customer Services. And they say you've got to go on a telephone call. You know this. So I am at the counter of Waitrose, where people are doing all sorts of things, bringing back very expensive onions or whatever people do in Waitrose. And I speak to this, and the line is terrible, and the woman is rude, and I'm rude at this point, and I can't help myself, and I'm trying not to be rude. And I can see people in the queue like looking over thinking, who's that irate woman? 23 minutes this goes on. And at the end of it, she goes, I can't order it. You need to do it online. And my friend is next to me like, told you. Anyhow, I did order it, but not then and not by, it's just, yeah. It's hard to guess how it will go wrong and then second guess how it will go wrong, and I couldn't. Anywho, let's have a little, I don't know what these are, just like a little today action oracle cards. And it says, it'll be backwards on here, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? I'm sorry. I don't know why I find that so amusing. That's wrong. Okay. Well, I was going to take 3 of these, so I will take 3 of these. I'm just doing 3 Wisdom of the Oracles. Right. What do we need to know, please, about boundaries? And of course, within relationships can be any of our relationships, particularly as we meander into holiday season, whether we actually see our relatives around that time or whether we're just completely triggered by Christmas adverts. And by the way, what does anybody think of the new Waitrose advert? The one with Keira Knightley? Please let me know. my brother works in advertising, so I'm very like keyed into looking at them. You know, he's like, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? So our family are quite into, it's one of the only things I am into at Christmas actually, is who does the best Christmas advert. I like the creativity of it. I don't particularly like the content that involves Christmas. I wish that we had it at a different time of year, but apart from that, anyhow, boundaries. And this is very, very interesting. We get, first of all, the here and now. When you get the here and now, it's a very powerful position to be in, because often when your boundaries are being transgressed or you're having a bit of stress with somebody or something in a particular relationship, you're looking forward often with fear and trepidation, or you're looking back often. I've got such a weird bit of I washed my hair this morning and I've got a turny up bit and it's bothering me. That's better. Or you're looking back and thinking, why did I do that? Or could I have done that differently? Or what if this, that, and the other? So this is a call to get off that wobbly fence and just be in the here and now. It's like, I did what I did. I said what I said. I can only control what I do now and possibly what I do in the future, but maybe not. So actually all we've got is the here and now. That's it. Second one, we may have to drop the F-bomb, we've got mending. Mending is such an interesting one because it has forgiveness in there. And of course, Mercury is still retrograde, although, and I don't think it fades as it goes to the end. I don't think it does that. I think it thrashes around as it goes to the end and kicks the door on its way out. So I feel like with this mending card, it is retrospective in a way, but it's also, there is an aspect of bridge building, but done in this it's quite a feminine energy card of weaving, of sewing something together, of stitching something up. A bit like, and what I'm getting here is a bit like, you know, when someone repairs your old teddy bear, or you repair a child's old teddy bear, or maybe, hi Biggie, maybe you buy an old teddy bear from the charity shop and you just like sew its eye back on, you know. It's restorative. There's something here about restoration. And restoration is something that requires compassion and care and intention. And for the love of God, bye Biggie. Yeah, for example, today, Biggie came in. Biggie is a very shaggy cat. She stank of shit. Yeah, so I have to go upstairs and have to be very nice to Biggie and fetch my barber's scissors, and where the offending article is, you have to chomp it off without cutting her. But you have to be nice to her while you're doing it, because otherwise she'll kick you in the face, and then anything could end up in your face, and that's bad. So that's taking care of Biggie, isn't it? It's gentle. It's like, come on, Biggie, snip, snip, snip. And in the end, she quite likes it. And it gets rid of the offending article. Sorry if you're having your breakfast. So this is about restoration and repair. Emotional and possibly physical if you've broken something that belongs to someone else. I've glued it with intention. And then we get this one, flexible. There needs to be some flexibility within your boundaries. I don't know what it is about when I make videos. My cats are they're just crazy to get in. Crazy, like breaking down the door to get in. There needs to be flexibility around your boundaries. There may not be any flexibility around mine at the moment. And that's quite difficult because there needs to be strength. But it's a bit like, and heaven forbid, when you get good at yoga, okay? And you all know my story with yoga. There is some trauma in there. I do like yoga, but I have a very avoidant relationship with it, let's put it that way. But when you do, for example, my yoga teacher, who's probably, I don't know, I'm not going to say but she's in her 70s. She's so strong and fit because she's been doing it all her life. But if you looked at what she was doing, you wouldn't realise why that built strength over a period of time. So there's something here about building strength gradually and with flexibility. Whew, that makes complete sense, I think. I hope. Leave me a comment and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.